So, good evening to everybody out there who's waiting for us. As RN Talks goes live today, we have somebody very special who has come up on our platform today. That is Dr. Geeta Barua. Along with the Indian Armed Forces, who have been working non-stop for at the borders, we have health workers and our doctors who have never ever let the guard down during this global pandemic. They stayed at work so that we could stay safe at home. Today on our show is Dr. Geeta Barua Nath, an eminent senior obstetrician gynecologist with vast experience of more than 25 years in her field, including high risk deliveries, gynecological surgeries and procedure, laparoscopic surgeries, and she is also an infertility specialist. She has done her MBBS post-graduation and her residency training from Assam Medical College, Dibrugarh. Presently, she is working as Chief Obstetrics on Gynae Department of Artemis Hospital, Gurugram. Dr. Geeta has been working there for 12 years now. She has been treating all the high-risk patients of our nationality as well as international patients that come in to our country for medical treatment. She has been recruited as national trainer for health workers with Voluntary Health Associates of India, New Delhi. Not only this, she is also the president of All Women's Writer Associations, Gurgaon. Now, a person who is a surgeon, who is a gynae, for that, this is also a commendable achievement of being a writer. She actively organizes awareness programs on women's health, prevention of gynecological cancers in various parts of the country. During her busy obstetrics and gynae practice, she was always felt that menopausal in women needs more attention, time, and guidance, which is not possible in a busy gynae clinic. So there has always been a vacuum in this area, and the women suffer silently without any guidance. So seeing the need of the hour, she started an exclusive menopausal clinic where she can give each lady enough time to understand and guide her in this new phase of life. Not only this, she has won many honors and awards also. She has been awarded Bharat Jyoti Award, Bharatiya Chikitsak Ratna Award, International Medical Excellence Award, Indira Gandhi Women Achievement Award, Rajiv Gandhi Achievers Award, Award for Commendable Services from Indian Medical Association Gurugram in 2008, Award for Humanitarian Services from Gombe State, Nigeria in 2013, S&P National Achievers Award in 2015, Haryana Gaurav Samman Award in 2017 from Human Rights Council of India for outstanding contribution to the society, National Pride Award 2020 being the best gynecologist in Gurugram, and iconic woman creating better world for all by Women's Economic Forum in 2018. So that is lots of achievement, and I wish her a lot much more. So coming on to our platform is now Dr. Geeta Barua Nath, or Dr. Geeta as she likes to call herself. So welcome on our platform, Dr. Geeta. And
Thank you.
you have accomplished so much, and you've been working tirelessly in this field. So, first of all, from the side of our viewers and everybody, like, please accept my regards and, heartiest, I would like to say thank you for being there as a doctor, as a gynae. Thank you for being there for us, saving our lives, putting your own life, own line, in the line of fire, and being there because other than the soldiers who are up front, it's the doctors who are always looking out, like, for us when our backs are not covered.
True.
So over here, like, you have toiled day and night to keep the being a gynae, like to keep the new mothers and infants safe from COVID. And I'm sure you must have undergone so many challenges, both medically in your profession as well as your personal challenges during the worst phase of pandemic when mortality was at the peak.
Yes.
So I would like you to share your experience with us. What all have you seen? Because we only know it from the angle of press and media, like, but from a doctor's view, it's very important.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me in your valuable platform, and so that I can reach out to my fellow colleagues and my fellow countrymen. Happy Republic Day to everyone. And I would like to salute our frontline warriors, our soldiers, Army, and Air Force, Navy, BSF, Police Force, everyone. My salute to them, my frontline, my colleagues who are working tirelessly everywhere, all over India, all over world. I would like to salute them. Not only the health workers, not only doctors, nurses, technicians, all the drivers, sweepers, everyone who is helping in this war, we can say. So today is a special day for us, very emotional day as a Indian Republic Day, and I'm honored to be in your platform, and I have the opportunity to salute everyone. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
So now coming to your question about how difficult it was for us. It was a very difficult situation because we never experienced this disease before. No one knew about this disease anything, and moreover we did not know how to handle initially because there were so much of work, so much of workload, and everyone had to work 24 into 7 sometimes. Not only the senior people, the junior people, the technicians, nurses, everyone worked tirelessly. And finally, along with the government, along with the seniors, and along with the juniors, we came to a conclusion that this is our new normal. Somehow we have to work together. Teamwork is the key to the success. So work together, we have to save as many lives as possible. As at the same time, we have to keep our family safe because from the work we have to come home. It was, we can bring back infection to our home. So it was a big challenge for us. At work, we are, exposed to so much of infection. Wearing that PPE kit, it is so uncomfortable. I can't tell you. You are sweating. You feel so suffocated, but you have no way out. You have to do everything to keep yourself and the fellow colleagues and your patients safe, and also at the same time your family safe. So we have, at some points, wearing that PPE kit, doing a surgery, high risk surgery, emergency surgery is extremely difficult because sometimes you have to concentrate so much and your eyes get foggy because of sweat. There is evaporation, so inside you are you are breathing, you are wearing N95 mask on top of that shield, on top of that PP kit. So you are like, you are evaporating, you can't see at some point, but you can't touch your face. So it is extremely difficult to concentrate. But God has been kind, helped everyone. We managed to sail through that most difficult phase. We are still in that, but we have managed to sail through that most difficult phase beautifully because of the help from the organization. Ours is a private organization, but we got all the help. like
Right.
from, yeah, we got all the help. And together, I would say all the junior staff and senior staff, no one different discriminated anyone, no one differentiated. Everybody worked tirelessly, and we have come out stronger. I would say we have come out stronger, all of
Stronger.
us.
Right,
Yes,
doctor. That is very difficult, actually. I can understand because even when I'm driving, I hate to put on that mask because,
yes.
my glasses, they fog up and I can't see the road ahead. And you are
So
actually
imagine.
conducting surgeries. So,
Imagine
deliveries,
only one mask is so difficult. We are wearing masks, face shield, glasses, the PPE kit, and still breathing and doing it.
and conducting deliveries and
That is
surgeries. So, how
the
difficult was it? You've already told us, but then did you have COVID positive and COVID negative deliveries also? And what did you do with, COVID negative, to theek hai, because they don't have COVID. But for those who had COVID, mothers who were brought in, with COVID positive, then how did you then manage? Because when the baby is born, is the child also must be exposed to COVID immediately after being born. So what all did you do? Means how did you separate?
see, very, very important question you have asked. See, for the first thing, plan cases are easier because then what we have done, we had decided to do the COVID test one day prior, then admit the patient. But when it is not planned, patient, because delivery cannot be planned, so
True.
the patient comes in emergency, so that is when most challenging thing happen, because patient has come to emergency in labor, you have no time for COVID test, so you
Right.
don't know whether patient is COVID positive or negative. So the doctor and the whole team, the OT staff, the nurses, the technician, anesthetist, the gynecologist, everybody is exposed to it. So
So
now this is the challenge. We cannot refuse a delivery patient, obviously. So what we do then, we have segregated the area for COVID negative and COVID with people in emergency whom we don't know whether positive or negative. So we treat her like COVID positive patient whom
okay.
we yeah, then we wear everything, all PPE kit, everything, and handle the patient. We deliver the patient, and we keep the baby immediately in the nursery. All babies go into nursery for monitoring. So mother is being looked after like any other patient. We have never neglected that. Okay, patient may be COVID positive or COVID positive confirmed cases. They are being looked after by all the staff. Staff is divided: COVID negative patient and COVID positive patient.
Okay.
So
So you had separate
yeah,
areas for positive and negative. So
yes,
basically, everybody who came in was assumed to be positive, and then
yeah,
later
yeah,
on, when the tests
that's
were
right.
conducted, and then with you worked with all the precautions, right?
That's right. That's right.
So
And
now,
again, it is very difficult because the doctor is exposed without knowing whether. So this is like you are putting your life at the fire.
right,
All
right
the
in the
time,
heart.
all the
Hmm.
time, all the time.
So
Yes,
Dr.
but
Geeta,
as
with
we have taken the oath, so everybody has, I think, never
lived up
hesitated.
to the expectations.
Yeah, yeah.
So now, when the deliveries were happening, say there's been a successful delivery, then the next thing comes is breastfeeding the child. If
Right.
say the next day you come, if the mother is a negative case, right, then so everything is okay, you move her to the negative chamber.
We should the
But if,
baby.
yeah, but if the mother is positive, COVID positive, turns out to be COVID positive after the test, and the child has to be breastfed, then what were the challenges that you faced, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Right. Firstly, luckily there is no studies confirm that the COVID positive mother transfers the infection to the baby in the womb. So baby is
Okay.
protected inside. So this is a good thing. Okay. And also research, scientists say that babies are less prone to infection. So this is a
Okay.
blessing. Yeah.
So this is a
Now
myth.
to her,
Actually, you have broken two myths over here. One, people
yeah,
think that the mother is positive, that the baby will be positive.
yeah,
Second,
yeah,
people think that the babies are the most high risk. So two things.
yeah.
Sorry for interrupting, but these
No
two
problem, no
myths you
problem.
broke
Yeah,
right now. That one,
yeah,
the if mother is positive, the child is not exposed, he is perfectly safe in the womb. And second, the
yes.
child has more immunity at that particular time when, like, he is more stronger than the mother. That too.
But I didn't say child has more immunities. Child does not have immunity at birth,
Right.
but then it is not that child is getting infection quickly.
Okay.
So that is somewhere nature is helping us. But there are two school of thought here. Some
Mhm.
people think that baby for baby breastfeeding is very important for baby's immunity development. So baby has to be breastfed immediately,
Right.
and that is why even if the mother is positive, baby should be given to the mother. Mother has to take all the precaution like N95 mask, hand hygiene, and wash the hands immediately, and handle the baby with a lot of care. Breastfeed and give the baby to the other relatives. This is one school of thought. Another school of thought is baby can be kept separately from the mother, and mother's milk can be expressed by someone wearing PPE kit and all with lot of precaution and hygienic standard. Then that milk can be fed to the baby. So these
Okay.
are two things. Yeah. So but people are giving like importance in breastfeeding actually, because by breastfeeding baby gets a lot of immunity. So
Mhm.
this is what it is. But yeah, and if the mother is negative in another few days, 4 5 days, then baby can be shifted permanently to the mother. And if mother wants that, okay, it doesn't matter, I want the baby and I want to feed, then a lot of doctors are shifting the baby to the mother also.
Okay. So this was, we had, like, you have told us about situations that are coming in with deliveries. So
Mhm.
there have been very tough moments also, I guess, over there. But
Mhm.
tell me one thing, like, for those who have been on the other side of the platform, like, who have been facing infertility, and though there are people and they've been taking medical help, for those parents, time is premium. Time is absolute
Mhm.
premium for them, like, and they have
Yes.
been going to the doctors, and then the COVID struck, and they are still trying for the baby. Then how is, like, how have they been affected, and how is the medical profession making things simpler for them and easing out life for them, because things have got very tough for them. One
See,
is infertility, the other is COVID. So,
yes. See, for infertility treatment, patients have gone through a lot of problem because people are scared to come to a hospital.
yeah,
Even for pregnant ladies, here I will add one thing: they were scared to come for regular visits to the hospital. So the lot of time patients are, getting into complications like gestational diabetes because they are not coming for checkups, then hypertension in pregnancy, making the pregnancy more complicated. So these are the difficult situations we have faced because of the lack of, they were very scared to come to hospital for checkups. So a lot of times we were doing teleconsultations for this pregnancy, for these pregnant ladies. But at some point they have to come because the certain investigations like lab investigations, ultrasound and all have to be done on time. Like to rule out congenital anomaly, you have to do around 18 to 20 weeks. If you miss that ultrasound, you are coming to know that at 8th month you are carrying an abnormal child. You are stuck. You understand? So these are the things were happening. People were missing out on checkups. Then some people had problems, for life. So
yeah,
we have faced difficult situation for each group of patients: pregnant patients, non-pregnant patients. Now coming to your question, infertility. People Normally infertility treatment starts at a later part of age because people try in your younger age naturally. When you don't conceive, then you start exploring infertility treatment. So for them, time is very precious. They cannot wait indefinitely when COVID will be over and we'll go for checkups. And infertility treatment, patient has to visit the doctor frequently for different tests and treatment. So people are getting, into a lot of difficult situations. They are getting delayed. Also, infertile people who want to preserve their eggs. You are in early 40s or late 30s, like 38, 39, and 40. You are going into, suppose, cancer situation. You have to go into chemotherapy. Before that, you want to preserve the eggs, so that after chemotherapy, you can go for pregnancy. So these
So you have
situations,
these
normally
cases
in this
also.
situation,
You have these
sorry?
cases also, like
Yeah, yeah.
cancer and pregnancy together. People like having
that
cancer.
that can also happen. So many things can happen. So for them, time is so precious, you cannot delay the chemotherapy. So for infertility patients, I would suggest you should not delay. With all precautions, listen to your doctor, and with precautions, visit your doctor and do the needful. Things are better now, you can visit your doctors. Actually, this whole 1 year, people have delayed lot of things.
Right,
People have
right, right.
faced lot of problems. So now all these people can come over to hospital and take, get use of the facilities around.
So can the young married couples, now I'm coming down to that. So how
Yeah.
can the young married, because abhi shadi ka season gaya hai, lots of marriages have taken place and eventually they'll be then planning out. So is it okay for them to plan out their babies right now? Some of them must be in the planning also, who got married last year or who might got married this year.
Right. See, here again, we have to go by the age of the girl. Okay. If you are a very young girl, recently married, I would say take the vaccination first. Take the vaccination because you cannot get pregnant while taking the vaccination.
Okay,
It's not safe. According to the scientists, now they are not advising people to take the vaccination during pregnancy and
okay,
lactation. So we have to first, I would advise the very young group of people to take the vaccination, wait for a few months, then plan pregnancy. And people who are in late 30s, then you should plan the pregnancy. You should not wait. Then, as and when required, you have to take the vaccination and go ahead with pregnancy. This is the situation, and there is no such rule that COVID-19 pandemic will finish and we'll wait till then and get pregnant. No, you can go, continue your natural life, but within limits. Your activities should be, responsible. Hand hygiene, mask, your public behavior, everything should be responsible. Then you can go ahead with planning your pregnancy.
right, right. So does COVID and I think the same applies to the infertility patients also? Do they have
Yes,
to
yes.
first take their vaccine, then wait out, and then go for the treatment?
Yeah. See, if you don't know when your turn is going to come for vaccination, right?
Right, right.
So you're still, all these young people will turn will come little later because first, priority will be the elderly generation, I'm sure. So
Right.
for then, mm, you should not wait endlessly
Okay,
because
okay.
for infertility couples, like age is the problem. If you
Mm-hmm.
are already 38, 39, and when you plan pregnancy, it's not that today you are planning, next month you are pregnant.
Right,
It takes
right.
time sometimes. So you have to do permutation combination. You have to judge according to situation, your situation, then take your doctor's advice, and according to your individual case, doctor will advise you. whether you go ahead immediately, wait for the vaccination, and then plan.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Acha, tell me, Dr. Geeta, like, do these COVID, like, say a person has had COVID and was on medication, right? And has been treated. Like, I think it's about 15 days or so medication. So, but a lady is also going through menopausal symptoms at that time. Like, she's going through that big phase, a changeover phase. So, do these number one, COVID medications that you are taking, do they aggravate these problems, or do they kind of interfere in these problems, menopausal problems? And also vaccine, how far does the vaccine has a role to play in there? Will it aggravate taking them? Because these are the myths that people are having. So will
Yeah,
these
we'll separate these two questions. First is whether this age group people,
Mhm.
perimenopausal, I'll take it premenopausal, menopausal, and postmenopausal.
Okay.
There are three things. So this 45 to say 45 years onwards, this group of ladies, see, if they have certain conditions like irregular menstrual cycle, heavy menstrual cycle, or too much of discharge, or any abnormal bleeding, they should not wait for their situation to COVID situation to get better to visit a doctor, because sometimes this can be the indication of uterine cancer. So
Okay.
so many times it's happening that like January 2020 somebody is having problem, she's come to show now in
Mm.
21, so this whole year she wasted. Now the early cancer has developed into the advanced cancer.
Advanced. Right.
Yeah. So we are losing people like that also, unfortunately. So we have to be vigilant. What is happening to our body? We have to be very careful. If you see any change, then we need to visit. Sorry.
No problem.
Okay. Sorry, dryness.
No, no, no. So you want some water? We'll take a break. You want to go for water?
Okay.
You go have some water, and then we'll be back.
Okay. You talk. I'll just come
Yeah,
back
yeah.
in a. I'll
Two
be
minutes.
back in 1 minute. Huh?
Okay, okay, yeah.
Okay.
So mostly what happens is, I think, like when people during these COVID times, most of the mortalities are also happening for the fear of going into the hospitals, consulting the doctor. So what we do is we self medicate. हम लोग घर बैठ के खुद ही का इलाज खुद करते हैं, और फिर हमको यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम्स होनी शुरू होती है जो बाद में जाके एस्केलेट कर जाती हैं. दैट कैन इवन लीड टू कैंसर. Like, let me welcome Daisy Sehgal over here, Mrs. Nath, Ruchi Sodi, Dubal Gai, Mehta, Shri, Neeti Jain. Welcome to our platform. Sorry, we were in conversation before, so I could not say anything to you. So basically, this program today is on. I purposefully created this channel, this schedule, this for Republic Day, because our ladies, they have to be prepared. It's not that RN Talks is only catering to children and personality development. We do care. We care about your health. We care because if you are healthy, healthy mothers are going to take care of their children. So a child's future depends on in the hand of the mother. So अगर माँ ही ठीक नहीं है, माँ ही स्वस्थ नहीं है, तो बच्चा कैसे देखेगी आगे? उसी से बच्चा ही नहीं, घर, खानदान, husband, in-laws, सबको देखना है. So your health is primary. Being a lady, being a woman, I would say, woman empowerment कैसे होता है? हम एक दूसरे की मदद करते हैं. So this is something I wanted to get through to you. Dr. Geeta is back with us, so I'll have her again back on the screen from a short break. So welcome back again, Dr. Geeta.
Thank you.
So next question I'll get over here is like, uh, One, you told us most of the casualties are now being caused because people have not been visiting their doctors. So
Yes,
sitting at home, they have actually aggravated a problem which could
yes,
have been cured when it was just like, teething out. And
yes.
self-medication and gharelu ilaj and all that. And then after 1 year, when they come, or 6 months, so they've already blown the problem out of situation. Now,
Right, right,
majority of our Indian women, they are going into that menopausal state. So
right.
there we want to discuss how uh, is these medications, are they causing any adverse effect on their health, or contraindications, or what are the signals that they should watch out for?
See, when a lady at any age group is having COVID positive, everybody is not getting all the medications. Some people are going through very minor changes and they're getting very simple medications like, maybe for fever, simple antibiotic or vitamins and vitamin C rich diet or vitamin C. And they're monitored at home. But
Mhm.
people with comorbidities, ladies with like breathing problem, asthma, autoimmune disease, diabetes, hypertension, thyroid disorder, difficult situations like with cancers. So these people are vulnerable. So they have to be monitored very well. They cannot sit at home thinking that we are fine. No, you have to be under a physician. You have to follow the advice. At slightest of discomfort, you have to visit the doctor. These days, the facility of teleconsultation, video consultation is there. Initially, you can do that, but do not treat yourself. Do not try to self-medicate. You just be under a doctor in case you are having breathing difficulty or any other problems. You need to visit the hospital and take the treatment immediately. There is no problem taking the treatment at all. You can take all the medications. Allergy to medication can happen at individual level. It's not that it is, rampant with everyone. No. So you are safe when you are in a hospital. Your oxygen saturation can be monitored. Your morbidities can be monitored and treated well. And you are within that 2 weeks period, that most vulnerable period, if you are monitored well, you are back home safely. So do not sit with a problem at home. If you
Right.
are having a gynecological problem, do not delay thinking, oh, no problem, I'll go and when the things will be better. You don't know when things will be better. So this is the time. You don't hesitate. Take all the precautions and go. You can be helped. Like I tell you, like, regular health checkups. We
Right.
detect by doing a simple test called pap smear, that Papa-Nicolau smear. We detect so many precancerous cervical cancer patients, and we
Okay.
have saved many lives, in our practice. So
Hmm.
those patients, when you delay your pap smear for a year, that precancerous can become cancerous sometimes.
Cancers. Right.
To try and do your things regularly. Do not wait
Right.
for your good day or totally disease-free situation to come. No, let us make it new normal, and but very careful and you have to be a responsible citizen. Everybody has to be a responsible citizen. Wear your
Right. Right.
mask, hand hygiene, social distancing, unnecessary marketing, unnecessary going out, meeting people, big crowds, unnecessary.
Partying.
Please help. Yeah. So please help your, health workers by taking care of yourself. Then the workload is less for the health workers. Also, you are safe at home.
Right.
You understand?
Now, Dr. Geeta, this was all we spoke about the pregnant women, the infertility, the mothers. Now we also have senior citizens, like you are a doctor also. Like, and somebody has a heart problem, someone is facing cancer. There are pregnant women also who are facing cancer. And then there are diabetic patients, and they are all like, what should I say? They are in the war zone already. They are in the war zone already, and like as my father would have said in an army term, they are the sitting duck targets. Okay, so and they're also scared of going to the hospital. So how do you advise them to keep safe during the pandemic? One, you've talked about tele consultation and then going.
Teleconsultation. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, for cancer and the heart patients, like any symptoms, like, or you can tell us like when they should know that, okay, this is not right.
See, anybody who is already suffering with these diseases, they know what are their medication, what are their symptoms. So, if your medicines are over, do not wait till your problems get aggravated to visit your doctor. Be careful, be alert, go to your doctor, and go for the monitoring of your heart, lung, whatever disease you have, the sugar. Blood sugar can be monitored very well at home. Then they should be physically active, and the COVID time, I have met so many people, they just blame the COVID time. Oh, during COVID time we did not do exercise and we sat at home and we ate whatever, and this is the thing. So it's not that. You will not look for excuses, you will look after your health. Okay,
Right.
imagine us, we look after you, go home and look after our family, all these the health workers. So you have to look after yourself. You do physical exercise, because for sugar, for blood pressure, for any other disease, physical exercise is a must. So you can walk inside the home, you can do breathing exercise. See, in COVID situation, people who have strong lung power, they survived. you know so
Hmm.
breathing exercise is so important. Do yoga, do pranayam. If you don't know anything, do simple breathing exercise. Sit in your balcony and do simple breathing exercise. Drink lots of water to wash out your toxins. Eat fruits, vegetables, these antioxidants, good high fiber food, and no junk food. So that, your health is in your hand. Because now people who have good immunity, they have no problem. Even if you suffer from this disease, you will survive. No problem.
Right. Dr.
So
Geeta, can you
basic
move forward
immunity,
Right.
basic immunity is very important for you.
Right.
So here I would say any elderly or middle-aged or young, if you have a comorbidity, look after your that disease, talk to your regular doctor, get yourself treated before you get into the difficult situation. And if you
Right.
have quit smoking today, if anyone is smoking, in COVID situation, people have lost their loved ones due to the oxygen saturation going down. People were dying of pneumonia. People were dying of, they could not breathe because their lung power is not proper. Please, I request you, do not smoke. Please, today, stop smoking. And
Right.
I think they're going to hate me for all this stuff. and,
But if you have
and
to
because
survive, I think.
we have seen in front of our eyes normal ladies, normal people coming to hospital, walking, getting into ventilator because they could not breathe. You
Because they could
understand?
not quit.
They could not cope with the oxygen dipping. So you have to make your base very strong now. You if your immunity is strong, no disease can harm you. Next question should be on young children now,
Right.
because yeah. Before asking the question, let me tell you, young children these days, my heart goes out to them because they can't go to school, they are not going out to play, they're all the time in front of a computer. It's so difficult for them. We can't blame them. It's so difficult for them. They can't go out for physical activity, and they're all the time doing homework on the system and computer. Now, a lot of young girls are developing this a problem called lifestyle disorder called polycystic ovarian syndrome. What happens in this? The ovaries, become, they dysfunction, ovarian dysfunction happens. So the hormonal imbalance happens. The girl put on weight and obesity happens, the menstrual irregularity, people, the junk food. It is because of irregular lifestyle, lack of exercise, and food habit, basically. So my advice to all the young girls out there, even though my sympathy is with you, but you have to be practical. You have to do some physical activity to keep your hormones in place, to keep your health in place. You can concentrate better for studies if you do activity. You can go out and do cycling. Cycling is very good for you. Jogging is very good for you. So if you can't go out inside home, you can do up and down running, jogging, on the spot jogging, whatever. 1 hour of physical exercise is must, because a lot of girls are getting into this polycystic ovarian syndrome very quickly,
Right.
and this can lead to ovulation problem later on, leading to infertility,
Right.
or they will be prone to sugar. So this is the time we need to cut down on junk food. We need to start exercising and to prevent all these further problems. Okay. Now
Now
your
there
question.
have been there have been so many controversies and scams which have surrounded the vaccine that has come.
Yeah.
So, can you please tell us a little about the vaccine, about any after effects that we get just after the vaccine, like होता ना BCG लगाने से बुखार आता था, and whether
Yeah.
it is safe to go in for the vaccine, and also I'm asking 3-4 questions together actually. One is the effect of the vaccine, any contraindication, whether it is safe or not, and how is the government actually going in about making it available in the hospitals, and what are the procedures that are being followed, because you are right over there where it's
Right.
happening. That is why I asked you about it.
Yes. This is a very important question you asked me, because lot of people have so many queries. I get a lot of calls, and there are so much rumors and myths around. I would say this is a perfect example sitting in front of you. I am the example. I have taken the vaccine. I'm fine. You understand? I have taken the first dose of vaccine. We took Covishield, and perfectly fine, no problem. I was amazed how systematic way the vaccination is given. The government is doing a great job. Ours is a private hospital. We have 3,000 employees, and our names were given, and we got a message. You get a message saying that this is your venue, this is your time, this is your date for the first dose of vaccination. Reach there on time, and you will be given the vaccination. And there is no rush, because your time is specified. You go there, there is a team of emergency doctors present there. Any problem, they are going to take care of you, so nothing to worry. There are government health workers there to give you the vaccination. They do it in a very hygienic way. They ask you, they explain to you what can happen. Then they give the vaccination. We are supposed to wait for half an hour for observation.
Mhm.
After that, if everything is all right, you go home. Sorry. Then One more minute. Huh? I think I'm getting the throat irritation. Then they also give you some tablets for fever, because any vaccination you can get fever. Okay,
Okay.
so you can go home if you are having some, you can feel cold, you can have some fever, or if you feverish feeling or body ache or headache, you can take a tablet for that. Some people, now this is for people who do not have any comorbidity. If you have any comorbidity like autoimmune disease, if you have a disease which is very high risk, you are under observation, then you have to take it under supervision of your doctor.
Okay.
Because if you take the advice of your doctor and then go for it. But for normal public, do not hesitate to take the vaccine. It is safe, and you will be, you will be given the vaccination to bring up your immunity. So
Right.
you can, it's not that, after taking the vaccine, you will not get the disease. You can get the disease, but then you can face it better. Your immune system will be better, and you can fight it better. So
Okay.
I feel everyone should go for it, and it's a safe vaccine. We are very proud of your Indian scientists. They
Right.
have worked very hard. It takes so long otherwise to take out a vaccine. They have worked extremely hard to take it out on record time. We should be proud of our scientists. We should not doubt them.
They could land us on the Mars. They could take us beyond the moon. I think they can
Yes,
get a cure for this also.
yes,
Sometimes it so happens that we undermine our own people and we applaud the others. So we should
yes.
be proud of our health workers, our doctors, our scientists, and they have also been working tirelessly round the clock getting this developed for us in record time. So rather than raising questions on their effectiveness, I think we should place our trust in them and then move forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. If we Indians do not trust them, who will trust them? We should be very proud of them. And I think Indian scientists, Indian doctors are very well respected everywhere in the world. So I don't see any reason why people should not trust. I think everyone should go for it.
Thank you, Dr. Geeta. I think today I made you speak more than you actually it was more. It was like you're very good with hands, but आज लगता है मैंने आपको ज़्यादा बुलवा दिया. Like I could,
No, no,
your
no,
throat
that's
went dry.
fine. I have been talking today. Today I had a health show in the TV news channel also. So I
Okay.
just rushed to your show. So today is a day of talking, I think.
So, thank
Yeah.
you so much for being with us in spite of your heavy schedule. And we wish you many, many, many more successful deliveries since you're a gynae. And
Thank
we wish your family a very healthy life with your mother working in the front, trying to save people's lives. And there's so many children and mothers, I think, who are who always keep you in their blessings. So add us also in that list. And thank you so much for being with us today and taking time out for us over here.
Thank you so much for having me, and happy Republic Day to everyone. Proud to be an Indian. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Thank you. So, guys, that was Dr. Geeta for you. And now is the time to act. Let us support, like Dr. Geeta said, let us support our scientists, let us support our own people, let us show some faith. Our Indian doctors and scientists have been applauded worldwide, and we are getting dragged into political dramas. Let us not be a part of that, and let us use our intellect and go for it. You heard it straight from a doctor that this is a safe vaccine. She herself has taken it and she herself is advising you to take it. So let there be no doubt against our doctors and our scientists. And today, as a being a Fauji's wife, I am an army officer's wife over sitting in front of you. My husband has seen many operations. We have been actively taking part in contribution of a nation building. And here, on this note, I also got you the Republic. I thought Republic Day would be the best time to get Dr. Geeta for you over here to clear so many myths and doubts regarding our mothers, their situations, the gynae problems that they're facing, that they are scared to even discuss in their own houses. So this is why this was a very revolutionary step taken by RN Talks for you, keeping the Republic Day in mind. So I hope this effort of ours has been appreciated by you. And if you have liked our show, please do like, share, and subscribe. Do join us. We'll be getting more people for you as the time goes by who will enrich your life and make your life better. And remember, those who smoke, please do not smoke as it is weakening your lungs. So इसी के साथ हम आज बंद करते हैं अपना प्रोग्राम. Thank you to Dr. Geeta again. And आप हमारे साथ बने रहिए. अच्छा लगे तो लाइक करिए, शेयर करिए, सब्सक्राइब करिए और लोगों को बताइए. And if you have a problem pertaining to the questions asked, you can definitely get in touch with us. आप हमसे पूछ सकते हैं, हम आपको डॉक्टर गीता के पास रिडायरेक्ट कर देंगे. And whatever your questions are, you can ask in private also. So I won't take much time. Thank you for being with us till now. Thank you so much. Tata, bye-bye. Jai Hind and a happy 72nd Republic Day to you all.